Friday, 8 April, The Gap News This Morning. Broadcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First, the headlines. Good chance of finding 3 missing divers, say police. Skeletal remains of 5-year-old girl found. Enforcement of Sirim certification for non-medical masks postponed to January 2023, says Ministry. Battles in Donbas will look like World War II, says Ukraine. Shanghai, residents running out of food in COVID lockdown. And Australian Grand Prix, can Charles Leclerc maintain title lead in Melbourne? And now the news in full. The chances of finding 3 more missing foreign divers alive and safe in the waters of Pulau Tokong Sanggol here are high, Mersing District Police Chief Cyril Edward Nguyen said Thursday. He said his confidence was based on the experience of the 3 missing divers, apart from them being properly equipped with diving gear and supplies for training before they were reported missing. According to the account given by one of the 4, Christine Grodham, a Norwegian woman who was rescued earlier yesterday morning, the other 3 divers had already surfaced after the diving course they were undertaking before they drifted apart. Therefore, we believe the chance for us to find them alive and well is very good, based on their experience and with the diving equipment and supplies on them, he told reporters at the Search and Rescue Operations Forward Base at the Mersing District Council Public Jetty. According to Cyril Edward, the 3 divers have a record of over 50 dives and were undergoing a training course in advanced diving in open waters. Police found skeletal remains believed to be that of a 5-year-old girl in a bush near a water tank in Taman Bukit Zamrud on Thursday. Seremban District Police Chief Nanda Ma'ruf said the 11 a.m. discovery of the skull, teeth and bone fragments was believed to be linked to 3 suspects who were detained in connection with the discovery of an unidentified woman's body in a ravine at kilometer 14, Jalan Bukit Putus on March 20th. He said the child's skeletal remains were found scattered on the ground and covered with dry leaves about 10 meters from the location of the search conducted on March 28 after police took 2 of the suspects to the scene. The requirement for manufacturers and importers of non-medical face masks to apply for MS Sirim certification and labeling from Sirim Kas International Sdn Bhd will only be enforced in January 2023. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said. Nanta said the decision was made after receiving feedback from the public who have voiced their concerns over a price surge of the products once the ruling comes into effect. We have discussed and decided to postpone the enforcement of the trade descriptions, certification and marking of non-medical face mask order 2022 to January 1st, 2023. He said in his speech in an event with industry parties in conjunction with the gazetting and enforcement of the order in Le Meridian, Putrajaya. On Tuesday, the ministry announced that the ruling would be effective come July 4th this year, and that the move is to ensure that non-medical face masks produced locally or imported comply with the safety standards set by the ministry. The battle for the Donbas region in eastern Ukraine will remind the world of World War II and involve thousands of tanks, Ukraine's foreign minister says. Dmytro Kuleba asked NATO allies to provide everything we need, and we will fight not only for our security, but for your security. NATO's Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg says the alliance is ready to strengthen support, but does not provide details of weapons. Western officials and military analysts say they expect an intense Russian offensive in eastern Ukraine in the next few weeks. Residents in Yahin near Chernihiv tell the BBC Russian troops held 130 people in a basement for 4 weeks and 12 people died. The BBC has been told that Russian troops use villages in northern Ukraine as human shields against counterattacks. Meanwhile, Russia is suspended from the UN Human Rights Council over alleged war crimes after a vote in New York. Some residents under lockdown in Shanghai say they are running out of food amid the city's biggest ever COVID outbreak. Residents are confined to their homes, banned from leaving for even essential reasons, such as grocery shopping. Nearly 20,000 cases were reported on Thursday in China's biggest city, another near-record high. Officials have admitted the city is facing difficulties but say they are trying to improve this. But public anger is also being stoked by other drastic measures, such as the removal of children from their parents if they test positive. Shanghai officials later responded by allowing parents who were also infected to accompany their children to isolation centers. And now for some sports news. World Championship leader Charles Leclerc believes his Ferrari team will be at a disadvantage compared with rivals Red Bull at the Australian Grand Prix. Melbourne's Albert Park track has been modified for Formula One's return to Australia for the first time in 2 years and is now much faster than it used to be. Leclerc has a win and a second place from 2 races so far this season in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, and leads the Drivers' Championship by 12 points from Ferrari teammate Carlos Sainz, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen a further 8 points behind. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. Good chance of finding 3 missing divers, say police. Skeletal remains of 5-year-old girl found. Enforcement of Sirim certification for non-medical masks postponed to January 2023, says Ministry. Battles in Donbas will look like World War II, says Ukraine. Shanghai, residents running out of food in COVID lockdown. An Australian Grand Prix, can Charles Leclerc maintain title lead in Melbourne? This has been the Gap News this morning, Friday, 8 April, with reports from Free Malaysia Today, The Vibes and the BBC World Service. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. We hope you found the bulletin informative. We certainly welcome hearing from you. If you do have the opportunity, please do write in. We would certainly love to hear from you. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.